man, guys, this is exciting. I got a big ass pallet. It's gonna be a lot of cool stuff in here. But first, I've got to unload this, and I got to somehow get it from here into my garage. And I got a car in the way, so it means I got to break the whole pallet down. And this pallet is huge. I don't even know how I'm gonna fit this in here, but we're gonna figure it out. Okay, so I'm stripping this pallet down and getting some of the parts off of there. There's part of it. So basically this is the mini tech kit for a mid-engine swap for the Mini Cooper. So it's getting a K-Series in the back. Just kind of going over this so far. I gotta tell you guys, I'm not impressed, and I will show you. I spent a lot of money on this, and I think I'm gonna have to redo a bunch of shit because they did a fucking piss poor job, and I'm gonna show you why. Okay, so this is the top hoop. I'm assuming this is like goes above, like this is like the windshield bars. Look at these fucking welds on here. What in the actual fuck? Like there's a whole bunch of excess, and then on this one, it's like it's undercut in spots. Like I don't know if this is gonna focus, but these welds are just not good. Like it's trash. And then like down here, they decided they didn't even want to finish the welds around the outside of this. They welded it on the inside, which I mean, yeah, it's on there, but why the fuck wouldn't you weld that? That's like the easiest place to fucking weld. And it's the same way on this side. And then you come over here, you look at this one, same bullshit. They didn't fucking weld at all. We got chip paint, more chipped, shitty paint, more shitty welds everywhere. So many shitty welds. It's just like, dude, what the actual fuck? Like, look, so this is the rear subframe with the bearings and all that shit. Look at this. Like, fucking porous as hell. Like, they didn't even, this weld is trash. Like, some of it's good. Like, here, like, that's pretty good right there. And then, I don't know what the fuck happened over here. Like, and it's not very good in the corner. Like, come on, guys. Come on. Have some fucking pride in your work. There's another porous spot. See, there's a hole in it. Like, dude, what? Got more damage here. Like, goddamn, dude. What the fuck? Okay, I got more unloaded. You can see we got mounts and stuff. But, like, once again, dude, look at these fucking bird shit welds. What the actual fuck? Look at this. It's like two different people welded this. This is not bad. That's not bad. What the fuck is this? This is terrible. Like, what the fuck, guys? And then, so I ordered, so there's the radiator. That's a fuel cell. I ordered a replacement shock. And we got like a reservoir and a fan and stuff, which is fine. Where the fuck are the axles? Because I'm supposed to have axles in here. I looked in here, I didn't see anything, unless they're maybe in the bottom, I don't know, but man, guys, this is really disappointing. Okay, so we got the hubs off again. We've got the ball joint is kind of a part. This is what it looks like. Essentially, like, you can remove it and take the ball out. And then there's like this retaining clip, and then there's a bunch of shims behind here that basically space the distance for this to the ball on the socket or whatever. So it basically tightens it or loosens it. So essentially, I'm putting new ones in there. I probably wouldn't have to. I could probably just reuse those, but since I have new ones, we're gonna do it. Basically, we just have to shim this so that the balls are tight in there. So it's the right amount of tightness. We don't want it too tight. We don't want it loose. Somewhere in the middle. So I'm gonna have to take this apart, clean it out, and then try to figure out how many shims I need and kind of play around with it. Okay, I'm feeling pretty good about this one. Basically, there's a whole bunch of tiny little shims in there. They have these like really, really thin ones, or at least that's what was in there from mine. The ones that they give you are a little bit thicker. Some of them are. There might be different sizes, I don't know, but basically I had to take two of the small ones out that were already in there. I put one of these in there, and it's pretty good. You can't move it with one hand, but with two hands, well, I guess you can move it just the tiniest bit with one hand, and that's about where I want it because it's dry right now. Once I put you know, fill it with grease, it should be about perfect. I've read that supposedly you're supposed to do this drive the car for a little bit, and then you're supposed to readjust them again later. But it's, you know, for the moment, I think it'll be okay. I'm going to tear this apart, put some grease in there, you know, pre-grease it, and then I'll put the Zerk in there and then actually use the gun. But for the moment, I'm feeling pretty good about it. Okay, got that all done. I did decide I was going to reuse this one because this one's actually still pretty tight. It feels pretty good. I just re-greased it pretty good. I did put a new boot on there from the new ball joint. But yeah, I've got a spare ball joint in case I need it in the future. But for the moment, I think we're ready to put this dude on. Well, I figured while I had it apart, I'd replace the shock since they sent me a new shock. And surprise, surprise, they sent me the wrong fucking shock. God, this company is really turning into fucking garbage. I don't know if maybe they updated them and this is what they do now, or they just sent me the completely wrong one. I have no idea. It's about the right length, but the threads for this are totally different than what I have on this one. I tried taking this shock apart to see if maybe this transferred over, but this is literally just slid on there, and then it has a circlip that holds it on to keep it from going down any further. But it's not something I can change over. So clearly they're the wrong ones. I got to figure this out. There's part numbers on here, but none of them really correlate to anything. I may have to get a hold of QA1. I don't know, because clearly this company isn't going to help me. I don't know. We'll see. I'll keep trying with them, but who knows. Okay, it's back together. I just put that other shock, original shock, is back on. Found out this shock is actually an AFCO shock, not a QA1, even though it has a QA1 spring on it. It's an AFCO shock, and it's discontinued. You can't buy it anymore. So it looks like I'm gonna have to find a whole new setup for the front of this thing, which that's gonna be another day thing. So I just threw it back together. I did get some rack boots on here. They were all torn up. I had some new ones. Put those on. While I was doing that, I found an issue. I knew that there was a problem with this rack because of obviously the issues that I had with the steering joint before and whatnot. I knew there was a problem. These tie rod ends were adjusted really fucking strange. One of them was adjusted really far in, the other was adjusted really far out, and I knew that it had to be kind of like that to get everything straight. So when I pulled it off on that side, it only had like 6 threads holding it on, which is not enough. So I ran these in about even, got it all tightened down. It's pretty close. The wheel was off by like, I don't even know, more than 90 degrees. It was way off. So I just unbolted the wheel and bolted it back on so it's straight. So it should be relatively close now. And I think at this point, I should be able to do alignment and mess with the tie rod ends to get it, you know, the way I need it to be. But before I do that, I was kind of looking into these arches. And it's really annoying that every time I have to lift the hood, I have to unbolt it. So I was looking at some of the other people that have these kind of setups, and they actually, some of them are actually cut right here. So I think that's what I'm gonna do, but in order to do that, I need a way to mount it because it wasn't mounted properly because it had this little clip in there, but it wasn't holding it. Well, I got down here, took a wire wheel to it, and that's why it wasn't holding on. It is rusty as fuck right here. Now, obviously, I know that I can see it probably needs this entire rocker panel. Somebody has been in here and has welded a new patch panel on this side. It's the same one on the other side. Somebody patched in. You can kind of see where it was welded and grinded back, and you can see that there's some primer and shit. I think for the moment, to make this work, because I'm not planning on doing a full restoration today, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this little section out, get a piece of flat steel, weld it in, and then we're gonna figure out a new hole so I can mount that and get it on there correctly. And then the other side is probably gonna be something similar. This side, I'm not sure either. This one doesn't look as bad, but it's hard to say. What I'm thinking I might do is I might just get a nutsert, put a nutsert on both sides. That way I can use a bolt instead of these plastic things, because I don't really trust those things. They're not, it's not the best way to hold it on. So I think bolts would be better. So first things first, let's cut this section out and see if we can get a patch panel in. All right, and I finished up with grinding it back and smoothing it out and whatever. There's so much more welding I could do. I mean, you can see that there's some rust spots there. There's some rust spots that are kind of under here. I could keep going with it, but I just mostly, at the moment, just wanted to fixate on this situation right here so I could actually get that to attach. I did drill a new hole, and I put in a nut cert on both sides, so now I can just bolt it on. I was gonna try those little clips again, but it wasn't a great fitment. I didn't like it, so I figure a bolt, it's not gonna move anywhere. Plus, when I decide to cut this, it'll keep it really solid. However, I was gonna cut it right away. I realized that once I have the hood down, and even though those pins are in there and it's holding it here, nothing's holding the back. So with those pins in there, you can still grab the back of the hood and kind of move it up and down. So I think what I need to do is I need to get some hood latches of some sort, and I'm gonna have to build brackets somewhere to make it work so that I can actually pin this thing down so that it'll be a quick and easy operation. But for now, I'm gonna have to leave it like this because I don't really have a choice. All right, we're back in the Mini. I kind of half-assed set the alignment. It was pretty close when I checked it. After moving the steering wheel all over the place and moving those tie rod ends and centering them, it should drive a hell of a lot better because now obviously we got new wheel bearings, we got new ball joints, we got new tire, rack boots. Not that that really makes a difference, but it's nice to have. And yeah, and now that those tie rod ends aren't like weird, like one's really long, one's really short, it should turn the same. I think this should be a hell of a lot better. So we're gonna drive it and see how it does this time, and hopefully it's good enough that I feel confident enough to take it to the DMV when I get a day off, hopefully. Well guys, I gotta tell you, it's a lot better. It's pretty noisy because this engine's just noisy, but it drives a lot better. I can actually take my hand off the wheel and it doesn't put me in the ditch, so that's good. Steering wheel's off like just the tiniest bit, but considering it was literally kind of a guessing game, like, it's pretty fucking close. It was a solid guess. Yeah, I mean, otherwise it's driving pretty good. It is getting like kind of a, I don't know, kind of a bang, clank noise from like, I think the front left a little bit. I kind of heard it when I had the car, when I was messing around with the tie rod end, so I don't know what that's about. I'll have to shake it down some more and see if I find that. But for the moment, that's pretty good. I mean, we'll see what it does at high speed. These tires are sketch for sure, but other than that, it's pretty good. And the torque steer in this thing is fucking wild. Like, it fucking jettisons you into the left lane. Like, you really gotta grip the wheel, because it's just like, we're going this way, now we're going this way. It's kind of intense considering it's a stock single cam. Well, I drove it again after I swapped those wheels front to back, and then I did find there was something loose on the left front. I had to fix it kind of jank. It's still making a noise up there, so I don't know. I'll have to shake it down another day. I'm kind of over it at this point. I mean, in general, it does drive better, I will say. It's pretty fucking entertaining with the little amount of power it has. So for the K-Series, it's gonna be wild, but I keep saying that. I will say I definitely need to figure out the suspension situation. When I had the rears off, I will say, like, they get this weird suspension system under there, and like I can't even begin to explain it. You have to look it up, but it's really weird. I tried tightening up these like torsion bars in the back, thinking that they were way too loose. As soon as I did that, the car sat like 6 inches higher, and I'm like, okay. So I lowered it back down and got it pretty close to where it was, and I'm like, I don't know. It still doesn't seem right to me. I think realistically, if I was going to keep it front wheel drive and all that stuff, I think I'd run the other subframe that I have and switch it to coilovers. But for the moment, it at least drives. It at least drives. That's a plus. Maybe I can make it to the DMV. I feel like it'll make it to the DMV. I still didn't fix the idle issue. I put another gasket in there because I found that the gasket for the idle air control valve was like totally flattened. Put another one in there and just put like the tiniest little amount of silicone, hoping it would fix it. It kind of worked here, but then as soon as I drove it, it didn't work. I think it's where the throttle body meets the intake manifold flange. I think they welded it shitty. I think it's got a bunch of pinholes in it, and it's sucking air in there because I sprayed brake clean on there, and you could make it run bad. But I don't know. For the moment, fuck it. But I think for the moment I think that's going to be it, guys. And make sure you like, subscribe, do all the things. Peace out.